Welcome, everyone. You are listening to, or perhaps watching, Calling the Audible. I am your host, Peeze Delariz. I am joined by Simone Dagenet to my left, and of course, being produced by it was the lackluster Eagle at Master Control. We're hoping he steps up his game this week.
So we're hoping he has luck.
Actually, we're hoping he adds something to the show.
I will not.
We're hoping he has lost this season. Is that what we're asking?
So we're joined by the lesser version of Antonio Diversa, Eagle at Master Control.
Wow, that's nobody knows.
Because I know the thing that cuts him the most.
Everybody here doesn't know who Antonio Diversa is. They don't know Chapman.
Chapman, that's true.
They don't think it's the same person.
Yeah, I know.
Because Antonio Diversa is weirdly aggressive, like very picky on certain things. When we see him at the field, he's never happy.
Yeah.
But Chapman's always a good guy, cheerful.
Doing stuff at the show, being good for content.
Also working on backgrounds constantly.
That's true.
He's looking to progress. He's looking for progress and evolve. Whereas Eagle just sits on his lauriers. Is that a real thing in English?
Laurels.
Awesome, you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Being bilingual helps. No, being in front of you, being bilingual helps. So, how long does it take you guys to get a haircut?
20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes, yeah.
Really?
Do you get a shave
what
or
do
just
you
a
do?
cut?
Well, no, I go all out. First of all, so when I go, it's a minimum hour wait.
Oh, fair.
Minimum.
Oh, you go to men or women?
What?
That's the first question. Do you go see like a barber? Or you
I go to a
see
barber.
women?
I go to a barber.
You have to wait an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minimum.
Go on.
Longest I wait is an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, you wait an hour and 40 minutes?
You wait an
Before I get
hour
to-
and 40 minutes for that?
Well, the point is that I need to get a haircut.
Okay.
And I'm dreading it because I hate the hour and a half, but I do enjoy getting a haircut.
Can't you just get like a hairdresser, like a woman that actually does that for a living? And
See,
just
the thing
book an
is,
appointment?
Do you have a soup bowl you can use, maybe? Just chop around the edges?
the Dacula special? No, it's
Isn't your girlfriend?
your dad's too busy to give you a haircut like he's done for you for years. So I go to a barbershop in the corner of my street. It's an ethnic barbershop.
Okay.
And well, it is. It's
Okay, it doesn't change anything.
No,
Go
but
on.
the reason why is because often when I go to women with wonderful, straight, beautiful hair, they don't know how to cut my hair because it's curly. And I like going to my barbershop because my barber is a black dude and he knows how to cut curly hair because he has curly hair. He has the same kind of mop I got, and it's awesome.
It's fair.
So that's the and so the thing is, I don't mind waiting time, and I tell him all the time, like if I'm waiting, it means he's busy, which means he's making money, which means he's not closing anytime soon. So that makes me happy because that means I keep my local barber shop.
But if you tell them you don't mind waiting, that's might be the reason why you're waiting all the time.
No, so in order to get an appointment, you need to be a weekly customer.
Okay.
And because I'm not a weekly customer.
Yeah, because that's expensive.
Yes. Then I need to I need to wait the queue, and so by the time I got there once, 5 minutes before it opened, I opened the door and there was 12 people waiting.
You should look for another barbershop.
No, I'm good. I like my shop.
Why don't you just go weekly?
Because I'm not made of money or time.
Also, very time consuming. If you have to wait an hour 45 minutes every time you go,
would it be
That's why, yeah.
you know how long that takes.
But he does a good job. He gets my hair.
How long does it take to cut your hair and your beard?
About
Because I'm assuming he does the beard too.
Yeah. It's an extra $5 for the beard, so he sets me straight. It's about 15-20 minutes.
So basically, when you get there, there's about 8 people in line in front of you.
Yeah, at least.
That's the worst.
And there's 4 barbers there.
That's the worst. I hate waiting.
Yeah, it's all right.
I can't do it.
I bring my phone, and recently I've actually been going on Sunday, and I've been able to stream games thanks to DAZN, our new sponsor.
Yes.
So if you can catch every NFL game this season, DAZN, that's DAZN.com, is the only place in Canada that will show every single NFL game live, including all playoffs and the Super Bowl. Plus NFL Game Pass, NFL Red Zone, NFL Sunday Ticket. DAZN is offering Canadians more access to the NFL than ever before with no blackouts. DAZN can be viewed at home or on the go on smartphones in your local barbershop, on smart TVs, tablets, gaming consoles, etc. Fans can watch their favorite teams or the Patriots, leagues, and players for an affordable monthly price of $20 a month or an annual subscription of $150 a year. DAZN will also provide access to other popular sports, including soccer, tennis, rugby, and more. But let's face it, we're all watching football.
Yes. Also, fun thing I was thinking about, there's a barbershop that has like a bunch of comic books.
I bring my own comics to the barbershop, actually.
And I know a place where they have like a bazillion, so you could, it's the point barbershop.
That's fair. Is it in your house?
Well, it's in Griffintown.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. It's gonna take me an hour to get there.
But
so
still-
basically, it'll be less time.
It's better for you.
I guess. I look. Every time someone messes up my hair once, I switch shop.
It's fair.
So, this is the only place I've been going to for about a year.
Wait. You've been going to the same place for...
About a year.
Okay.
Actually, no, close to 2 years since I bought the house.
So this was planned?
Well, no, but again, it's long because I need to get a cut because I don't have time to wait. But generally, when they get a cut, they do good work. Don't disparage my barber. He's a hardworking man.
It's not
More
the bar.
talented than you'll ever be.
Probably. I'm very bad at
Right.
hair.
A lot of talent was on display, however, when DK took on Fine Wine. They won 45-32. Now, you have an opinion on how this game went.
Yes.
I
I saw the whole... Most of the
I
game.
spoke to people in this game. I
Fair.
got a different opinion.
Cool.
So let's hear your take,
Cool.
and then I'm going to tell you why you're foolish.
Okay. So I was at this game. I missed the first 3 drives. So when I got to the game, it was 19.
So you saw about 75%
well,
of the
yeah.
game?
So about about.
Is that
75%.
enough of a game to watch? To
Well,
get
I
an
believe
idea?
it's enough to get a good judgment of what happened. So
you would say so, right?
yes,
Okay.
you
Some
would,
people-
you
some
would
people
think so,
disagree.
right? So I got there, was 19. DK just scored their 3rd touchdown. It was 19-12 when I got there. Finally, when I got on offense, and the quarterback play was very bad for both quarterbacks. Like really below what you'd expect from Dan Zara and Rajdi.
Rashdi bin Abdul.
Yeah, Rajdi
Don't be scared of the last
is
name.
only
You can say it.
his only
I believe in
interception.
you.
His only interception was where he wanted to hit Ron Mashtub on like a 10-yard hook. Went so far over him. I mean, overthrowing Rod is difficult because he's like a 6'3" giant. It ended up 15 yards behind him into Jordan McLaren's hands. It looked like a Division 6 pass. It was really bad.
By Peeze.
it was
That's
honestly horrific. And then he did it again another time, but nobody was behind him, but nobody caught the ball.
That's the winning touchdown, though. Was a ball that was underthrown. It was jumped by Jordan McLaren, went through his hands and caught the appeal for a touchdown. So,
Yes,
I mean,
but that wasn't also the last.
he also got away with.
Yes, but it also wasn't like the 4th down, so they would have had another shot at it.
But I'm saying it's the game-winning score.
Yeah, and then final one had 2 plays left to tie it up. They got to midfield, chucked it up in the end zone, and Serge Pilon brought it back for a pick 6.
Yeah.
just
So
a mock up.
but again, so again, quarterback play was terrible. 2 of the interceptions were from Dan Lazara. Were at the end of the half and end of the
Yes,
game. So
the pass to Serge Pilon was picked off was in front of the end zone. So even if anybody would have caught it,
I
it wasn't
understand,
in.
but it's a Hail Mary.
Well, from midfield, so it's a 20-yard pass that you can't even put in the end zone.
Okay.
And the one before half, okay, whatever, it's before half, you just chuck it up in the end zone. That I don't
But
think
he
it for.
but he was aiming for the front of the end zone.
No, I don't think so. Like his receivers went back in the end zone. It just looked like a sloppy pass, and the other interception was really terrible. Like if you ask Danny, he'll tell you he had a bad game, which is fair. Like people have bad games, it happens. I don't think Rajdi didn't have like a stellar game neither.
But so here's the thing: is you don't think that the fact that both these teams have elite defenses played any part?
No,
In the tighter windows and-
his receivers played. Both teams' receivers played really well. I saw some very remarkable plays from Alex Pilon offensively, but there were some passes that did not look like Div 1, Div A material at all.
Yeah, but so
It's one thing to just
It might not-
discard it,
but
it's
it might-
another to chuck it in the
I
middle of the
understand.
field.
I understand, but like that said, all game long they're seeing tight defense. It's not like they're seeing wide open. It's easier to throw a 5-yard hook to a wide open dude to like instead of throwing a 5-yard hook and you see defenders crashing all over the place from the
But
perspective.
why would the ball sell 10 yards behind the receiver to
Because you're
nobody?
rushed by the rusher because you're.
Yes, there's other circumstances.
That's what I'm saying.
but
I don't think it's just the poor play because again it's poor play, but there's like
it's
nearly
poor play
100 points that are scored in this game.
Yes.
It's hard to believe.
Okay. You don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you my perception was both quarterbacks did not have a good day. And the fact of the matter is DK won because their teams played better, but both quarterbacks were not good enough.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, one was good enough because they won the game.
Okay.
And perhaps you can say, Rashdi bin Abdul got away with one. Perhaps you can say Dan Lazare, if he has this kind of game in the future, will not we'll end up losing a game like this to a top tier contender.
100%.
So definitely, I think they would themselves would say they need to improve. But I think you're understating the defense in this one.
Maybe.
I think that's the reason you see this because, and again, and I know I just pointed to the fact that there was a nearly 100 points scored, but it's their defenses that take chances. Both DK and so you're gonna miss opportunities that will go for touchdowns, and you're gonna make plays that'll.
In FPF, you can't play for time, right? You can just grind the clock and force third and fourth downs. You have to jump and try to make a play because otherwise, if you don't get picks, you're not getting stops.
And that's these kind of teams specifically. We did see a game that ended somewhat differently. Greendale Human Beings won 20-0 over NoName.
That's impressive to me.
Especially considering Greendale Human Beings were missing Danny Aylward at quarterback.
Really?
Yeah, the Brandon Aylward played quarterback.
So that's even more impressive.
I know, it's very impressive.
Just to shut the team out.
My first question is, does it matter who throws for Greendale Human Beings? Is it just the collection of players who play good defense, who don't take a lot of chances on offense, or did they just happen to luck into a good matchup?
Well, so is this on Greendale being a good defense or NoName being a very bad offense? First of all,
I will tell you, there were there was about 7 or 8 drops from NoName.
That's a lot of drops.
And here's the frustrating thing is
that's like
a drop to an experienced quarterback like you. It's like, okay, whatever, we'll get it. I've played with you. I've been in the huddle with you. That's literally the thing.
It happened before.
It sucks when you're a new upcoming quarterback. Yeah. 2nd and 10, you throw a ball, it gets dropped. Now it's 3rd and 10, and you're trying to tell guys it doesn't matter, but in your head you're like, I don't know.
Well, the difference is you might have missed the first pass, so it's 2nd and 10 instead of being like 2nd and 5. So if you drop the 2nd and 10, you get 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, and you're looking around. It's like, okay, I can go to him because he's bad. Mm-hmm. So you turn around to someone else. So you're forcing the ball towards another receiver, and I would say unexperienced quarterbacks would tend to just look at one guy, watch his old pattern because the ball's going to him anyways, instead of trying to look off and trying to make something different happen, and would focus solely on one receiver. And that's when defenses make plays because they know where the ball's going.
Yeah. In fact, at one point in this game, Grizz actually, his real name escapes me for a second. Grizz actually stepped in at quarterback. Oh, yeah? He got an OC because he was frustrated that his guys were dropping balls, and he punted the ball, so he got an OC, and then left the field completely.
He just left
the game, and so it was actually 14 nothing, and the last touchdown was scored against NoName when they only had 5 players.
Oh, they only had 6, and
exactly. So some other circumstances. Also, 3 touchdown pass. 3 of the drops came on would-be touchdown passes. So not always on 3rd or 4th down, but just to say that you go from getting points to all of a sudden not.
So like we talk, it's not so much on Greendale Human Beings defense being that good, more like a NoName dropping the ball.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes and no to an extent, because I will say that again, what happens, drops tend to happen more often against good defenses, right?
Yes.
Because the catches are tighter.
Brendan also, let's give Brendan Aylward some credit for throwing 3 touchdowns against NoName. They've been known to have a good defense. Exactly. Grizzly was there, which is their best defensive player, the best franchise defensive player. So it shows that also E could adjust their offense. Like it's basically Joey Taylor's offense that they run, and it's working.
It is, because I recognized when I was watching them during Game of the Week.
Oh, Joey cried so much about it.
There are plays that I stole from Joey Taylor that I had to see, and I was like, oh, I recognize that play.
I've seen this before.
I know what that is.
Also, if you're on the sidelines with Joey, he's going to tell you every single time, that's my play.
Well, that's okay. To me, that's imitation is the finest form of flattery. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, your system works, so I want to try it too.
If you look at the receiving core for NoName, sorry, I don't think it's particularly well built for what Sean Collins can do. Rob White playing at snapper is not his natural position, and he's probably your best route runner on the team.
Rob White as snapper though.
When he's your only route runner on the team, you want him.
Yeah, in that case maybe, but I think like he's a very strong snapper, paired with, let's say, Grizzly playing receiver.
Grizzly's only played 1 game. This was his first game. Grizzly, more of a dynamic player, not a tactician necessarily. And I think that sometimes, as a new quarterback without really great arm strength, you kind of need guys who create separation with route running.
Fair.
Because you can't make the throws that really take advantage of the speed.
I think they just try to put like a team together, and some of the guys didn't want in back, or they're missing.
Well, they've been struggling with quarterbacks since they had Mike.
Yes. No, but they've been struggling. But the core that the NoName franchise has been good recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that because of the fall season, some of the guys couldn't make it back. Some of the guys didn't want in or whatnot. So they just brought in the core of the guys that wanted to play, and they're missing. They might be sort of like Eagle, lacklusting.
Yeah, fair.
Keep in mind, the center position is one that usually gets open on plays in FPF, right? So, I mean, yes, sure, you want running routes and taking DBs with him and everything, but at the same time, he's the best guy to find the open hole, and then you have to find him on the field, right?
Well, but that's the thing is, like, having played snapper, the route running is less important because it's not about running a clean route as much as it's finding the hole for your quarterback to throw in. You know, finding the hole is important. You got to make sure you're there.
Well, I see what you mean by if Rob White would play receiver instead, and you put someone else as snapper who's not necessarily as a threat as Rob White, he would be probably as open as Rob currently is.
And then you also have Rob White.
And then it also gives you like two options, so it could be something they could explore if they have someone else that can snap the ball.
I got an SNES Classic, so I'm very...
I hate you so much.
I'm not very productive this week, unfortunately.
I hate you so much. It looks so much fun.
It's a blast, honestly, and it's
I'm
fun
supposed to get one this weekend, but we'll see.
If it's still available.
Well, no, it's supposed to be already bought, but I have no... Because it's my birthday on Monday.
Oh, I see.
So I'm supposed to get it from what I heard. Thus, why I didn't buy one myself.
Okay, all right. I looked into one. My friend somehow got 3 on the
awesome.
Day.
Is he selling them for $1,000 each?
No.
Okay, because some people are doing that.
Yeah, you could probably... Yeah,
About 300.
You could probably sell it for 500.
He sold to me for like
the price,
the regular price, because he's like, well,
because he's your friend.
Yeah, he's like, if you want one, I have one. I was like, yes. I don't want to scour Amazon. So.
Yes, I want one.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
It's fun. It's cool. Like, it's my girlfriend's able to follow along without like falling asleep while I'm playing video games. So
it's very different, right?
Yeah.
It's more retro. Like, you get the feel that the girlfriend wants to play, and the games are more friendly.
I remembered Mario Kart better. I remembered it being like blown away. Like, wow, this is the first 3D game, and it's interesting.
I just love how Simon thinks it's more fun and better for it to be simpler for it. Those games were murderous.
I remember.
Well, it's not so bad. The original Nintendo
Super
games
Nintendo wasn't that bad. Original Nintendo was bad. Like, you couldn't save, and the games were 10 hours long.
10 years.
10 years long. It would take you 10 years to finish them.
Simon, come to bed. I can't, Mom. I'm on hour 8 of 10 years.
And now Simon has ended up here on the podcast.
But I do remember playing the first Nintendo and thinking that you have to get up early enough in the morning to finish the game.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
there were games you need, like the first Prince of Persia, you need to pass in real time. You had an hour to pass the game. You know,
it's brutal.
I remember I think it was a Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. I had Sonic the Hedgehog playing at the time, and we did like 4-6 hours or whatever it was, and it was time for bed. So instead of just turning the game off, we just left it on and hoped in the morning it was hit pause and just
hope it didn't freeze.
Pray to God it doesn't freeze.
You close the TV so your mom doesn't know.
Yeah. I remember 2 specific circumstances. I remember Mega Man 2 being virtually impassable.
Oh yeah.
And there was a game, Friday the 13th, that unless you had the Game Genie and applied the super jump, there was a jump you couldn't make. So they actually literally made a game you could not pass.
That's retarded. It's like I used to play Ninja Gaiden on this.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Man, that was brutal. If you finished that game, you were too good, or you spent too much time on it.
A team that looked too good for their opponent was Voodoo as they took on Lockdown, 40-26.
Really, you're going with too good?
Well, they're too good for Lockdown.
Okay.
40. I'm telling you honestly, like Voodoo is an underestimated team this tournament.
100%.
And it's
I
because
cannot agree more.
We associate them with Frank K, and we associate Pat Saint-Amand as being a very talented receiver, but he's a very good quarterback as well.
Oh, he's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Eagle, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I don't know what you thought about his play calling specifically, because I had a chance to play him last season, and he had us scratching our heads. It was he's an interesting dude.
Yeah. The one thing I have to say is anytime there was a play you picked up as a DB, he placed that ball in a spot you just couldn't get to for some reason. Like the plays themselves, I would say they're simple plays. There are a lot of slant routes, a lot of guys sitting in holes. You have on the first play that I got burnt on, a post from the wide and an out and up from the slot from Coach Rabati, and you're looking at the post and then you turn around and you go, crap. So it's standard FPF plays that I'll say like he's adopted now.
You were in the flats?
No, I wasn't deep on that one.
That's the problem right there. That's why you're losing.
You and I also have a difference of opinion on how post and wheel should be covered.
Yes, we do.
But that's why.
Well, yeah, but anyway. Well, besides the point that the guy in the flat actually did pick up the out and up, but he wasn't catching up, so it was game over anyways.
What about you?
Besides the point. So the plays I would say are standard FPF plays. There's nothing special in terms of them, but it's just a level of execution. Like those times where, your DB is off by half an inch because the ball is perfectly placed was a lot of the ball that he was throwing.
What I liked about him was it's adaptation, but not in a way that's drastic. Not in a way that, oh my god, I never saw that play coming. But it's that, okay, you saw that play, and then he instantly goes to something else where he's taking advantage of the fact that he knows he can be more adaptive than the defense, because the defense in its nature is being reactive to the offense. And so he takes very good inventory throughout the game of what you've done and how you've reacted to his plays. And at a point in the game, you feel like, okay, we got this, we're coming back, and he just takes the game away from you. It's very impressive. He did it to us, and I saw him do twice this season, and now this time lockdown. It's impressive
for at least us anyways. We actually felt it was the reverse on this one, where the more the game went on, the more we kind of understood the playbook in a way and everything, and the more our defense adapted to the offense and the other way around. Like,
well, the game flow might have dictated that though, because they got up quickly after that riot.
Very much so.
Really.
Yeah.
So what about your boy Etienne Vaillancourt? He's still
there, but with the start in this game was Philip Cotrabati. We've been talking about when's the breakout game coming. 5 catches, 98 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Uncoverable.
Solid.
But he is like the thing.
He's very good.
People don't know him because he played Division 5 and he didn't play very recently. He didn't play for a while until recently. I think he had played last in 2012 and then came back in the spring.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
I remember him on some bad teams where he was the only receiver and you knew you had to cover him and you would shade over him with a safety and he'd still
That's exactly what happened.
Dominate.
Yep.
I remember him time when he used to play for Spartiate, and man, that guy was good.
Yeah.
And now he comes back. He played last season. He wasn't as dominant as he used to be, but
that was quarterbacking.
But also,
you know what I mean?
But now you see him.
And the thing
I see him with Voodoo, and like he's making plays, but he's not getting so many looks, so many targets.
Yeah, but that's gonna change. That's
so you think he's gonna steal it?
The thing is, like I saw 2 games of Voodoo this season, and like to his credit, he's not a guy who cries for the ball.
No.
But you see him just open up a guy and be open by 10 yards.
Yep.
And not get a look. And he just goes back to the huddle. And he knows he'll get his at some point.
Yeah. And we saw Saitama look at a guy, his first read, taken away, and he just finds Coach Rabati. He's like, okay, where is he? And just
where's Phil? Yeah,
where's Phil?
Yeah. And
it's like, where's Waldo? But different.
Phil.
Super good dude. Incredible football player. And he's a guy that if he sticks around FPF, he's lower division rated, but not a lower division player by any stretch.
So he's sort of like the guys from Urgence Music.
Yes. Who also played this past week. They lost to Freshii Superfoods. I thought they'd beat them. I thought it was going to be an upset. I picked them in the joint.
Yes, you did.
Because I've been so impressed with their play, and I thought that they were just an underdog by virtue of lesser name power.
This was arguably their easiest matchup of the current round.
Yeah,
where this is their crossover games against Freshii Superfoods, and now they're going to play against all the number 1 seeds. They lost by 6, which is a very good margin. Like, I find that if you lose by 6 points, you're most likely in this game the whole way, and it could have gone both ways.
So, but do you see this as an impressive battle, or do you see this as a letdown for Urgence Music? Do you think it wouldn't have actually been an upset? Do you think they should have won this game?
Well, I wasn't at the game to say the game flow.
But just roster sometimes, let's say Freshii Superfoods against Urgence Music.
I was
To- to m-
expecting Freshie to put up more points than 32.
Really? I expected the opposite.
I expected Freshie.
I expected kind of the same game, but in reverse. I expected Urgence to just hold on.
Yes,
to
if
like
Urgence would have won, I agree with you. But I was expecting like a 40 to 25 kind of game for Freshie, where they would have put up big numbers.
But why? What have they showed you that they can do that?
I've seen Jenny play since he came back, Jenny Satino, and he's very good.
Yes.
He has very good pieces around him. They're difficult to cover. It's tough to cover a guy like Bobby Michaelberg.
He wasn't there this game, I believe.
Because of his size, he's a tough matchup. So
Size,
you need a
speed,
guy
yeah.
that's big enough to cover him, and I
But
don't think
they-
Urgence has that.
Wow. Julien Bellavance.
Yeah, but Julien's not,
Jesse
it's not
Dupuis.
so big. It's not as big as Bobby is.
The way Julien plays, however, is physical.
Yeah, he's physical, but Bobby's also very physical.
Yeah.
And then they have Mathieu Lepage, who's also very difficult to cover. They have a bunch of guys like that who are great playmakers, and it's a tough matchup against most of the guys. That's why Rainmakers win some of the games, because a handful of guys can cover Bobby in Division 1. So you put him in a team like Freshie, with a quarterback that's able to use him properly, the same way Ryan is, and he's a threat constantly. So can you have the personnel to cover all of these guys on the field and shut down Freshie? I don't think so. That's why I think Freshie is such a good offense. Now my only worry was about their defense, and they kept Urgence to 26 points.
Well, that was the other thing is I thought Urgence Midzik would do more on defense, and I thought that Freshie would falter more on defense.
So their defense would look more like Rainmakers and just
Yeah, exactly.
stop nothing.
So I kind of saw like a 30-ish 25 game in favor of Urgence Midzik, or like a 40 to 35 game, and it didn't go that way. So credit to Freshie and credit to Gianni Satino for being able to deliver. So definitely
I think this is a
good
big game
of
for
it.
Freshie too, coming
Yeah.
off.
Does Freshie deliver, by the way? Can you call them and they ship you stuff?
I believe so.
Do they ship to RDP?
I don't know.
I don't even
think
know
so.
where their location is, but
Well, I've seen them downtown. So
it's probably not that.
are you guys surprised that Mathieu hasn't gotten more red zone looks?
He has some. Last time I was talking to, I don't remember who on side. I think it was Terry Tam or some other person, and he was saying how Mathieu has a lot of drops a lot of balls, and I said I don't think so.
Really?
Like, I've said, every time I see him, like
He's never seen
solid.
us drop one. Yeah.
Like he's more of a red zone kind of guy than like.
But the thing is that
'Cause of his size,
having
right?
watched them, and he scored touchdowns in this game, but having watched them, like usually with Alpha T's, he's the guy they go to in the red
Yeah.
zone,
Good,
and we're
because
not
of the size.
seeing that so much.
Well, maybe he's more on the converts than because we don't get the stats from the converts. We can't really say.
I'm referring to, again, having seen him play twice in the first round, and then noticing, the touchdowns really aren't there for
I saw Urgence play against Dan and Tams last week, and Mathieu had 2 converts and a touchdown. So he was very involved in red zone. So maybe this was just a matchup kind of thing for them. Maybe.
So that's the thing. We have a lot of games in a lot of fields. We can't all be everywhere.
Yes,
So the 2 games I saw, that wasn't the case, and the game you saw.
But it's good for them if
Do you-
they're
I was
able
gonna
to
say,
switch things.
Do you think it's because he's no longer Flag Jesus?
Did he cut his hair?
Because
That might be it. There you go.
That's probably it. It could also be that they don't get in the red zone in a game, and therefore he's not a valid target, right?
Maybe,
if
that's
you're
true.
airing out 40 bombs or cutting the field in half and then
It's true.
scoring the next play, you don't really need the red zone threat.
That's a fair point, Eagle.
that's fair.
Chapman would not have came up with that point though.
I mean,
so kudos to you.
it would have been more interesting though. Delivery.
Guys, how do I fix the background?
How do you fix the scroll?
I get a better computer.
So
Wow, that was very boring. Real
I know,
fast.
seriously.
All right, so I got a
Couldn't
question.
even do that properly.
I got a question.
You
for
ask
you.
a question,
Give
you
me.
get an answer.
So I this was brought up to me earlier this week, and I was a bit confused, but like my moral compass was all over the place. So let's say you walk down the street with your girlfriend, you find a wallet on the ground, like it's just on the sidewalk. You
Mhm.
open it up to see whose wallet it is, and there's about like $500 in it.
You sent this to me like in the pre-show.
Oh yeah, because you asked for it.
Yeah, and I have like I've already judged you both.
Of
More
course you
like-
have, because
So
you
go
judge
ahead.
everybody.
Go ahead. Yes,
But-
I do.
Okay, so let's say you find
It's literally my job. At
you
FPF.
find $500 in the wallet. Do you? Okay, obviously you're gonna bring the wallet back to the person because we both know how shitty it could be to lose your wallet and all your cards and stuff.
What if it's a nice wallet?
Eagle, just So
Then buy
I'm
one.
just saying.
Jesus,
You have a salary.
that's
you
not
buy
the
yourself
point
a
here,
wallet.
Eagle.
What if it's like a Versace wallet or something?
You buy yourself a Versace wallet.
Buy. Anyhow, let's just mute Eagle, please. So let's say
Eagle, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can. So let's just say you find a wallet. Obviously, you're going to bring back the wallet to the person that's just being a normal gentleman. But what about the money? Is there an amount where you say, I could take $20 from this wallet, they won't know? Or is there like an amount where you say, I can't break this threshold. Like I'm not going to take $500 from this guy, but I'll take 20.
So first off, it's all or nothing. You can't take some, right?
It would be confusing.
Well, you don't know that, right? Well, you could just say, I found it like that. Like I gave you your wallet, there's money in it.
So
You found it with $480.
I paid the cap to get here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can find an excuse.
Also, if it's only like $500 bills, you make change. You put back like 420s
And 25 cents.
Put an IOU.
Like if let's say you mail the wallet, or whatever, you drop it in this mailbox. Like there's a bunch of like ways to do it without actually seeing the person.
I've found 2 wallets in my life.
Okay.
I have delivered both with the money and left it in the mailbox.
I have lost
Did you
my
ring the
wallet.
door? Or you wasn't there. You just left it there.
I just put it in the mailbox.
Oh.
I
Okay.
go early in the morning too, so there's no chance of them seeing me. I go like 5 a.m. because I don't want. It's an awkward. I'm an awkward person outside of FPF.
It's a very awkward situation to ring the door and say, "Hey, I found your wallet."
Yeah, I didn't.
And the guy looks at you, he's like, "Oh, you found my wallet, really?"
in your hand when you took it out of my pocket.
I lost my wallet in Fiji. I went to Champlain at a gas station, and it was in the winter time, so it fell in a puddle and everything. I didn't even realize I lost it. I got home and I'm like, oh shit, I lost my wallet. Next morning at school, there's a sign on the board basically saying come to reception. Went there, someone had brought the wallet. They saw my ID card. They brought it to the school and left it there, fully intact. Everything was there. So pay it forward.
Shit.
That's the way I look at it.
I'm the same. Honestly, I had a wedding last year. I was inebriated.
Fair.
Because I don't drive to weddings. I always take Uber. And this time there was no Uber around, so we had to take a taxi. Fine, we took a taxi. And I was so drunk I didn't realize I dropped my wallet in the back seat.
I'm pretty sure that happens to a lot of people.
So luckily, my girlfriend kept the receipt. We called the taxi company. They were able to track down the cab. They gave me the number for the taxi driver, his cell number. I called him. He came to my job to drop off the wallet. He told me, he's like, I'm going to charge you 20 for the fare. I said, it's fine. I'm
For my wallet. Cool.
And I had, because we were at a wedding, I had a couple $100 in there, and I just gave him the money that was in the wallet because, again, I was so thankful he bought my wallet.
Yeah, no, that's the right way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, so... I mean, again, I also don't stick around hoping for a reward because I'm an awkward person.
Because all the trouble of just getting your cards back and stuff, it's a nightmare. So basically, both of you guys are just saying you're really good person, you're people, and you're just we'll never do it.
I don't look.
I know
I'm
the dark
also-
side of you, Peeze.
I'm lucky enough that I don't need it.
I've seen drunk Peeze.
Drunk Peeze still wouldn't take a wallet. He would do other things. He wouldn't take a wallet. The way I see it is, I'm lucky enough to not need it. I wouldn't judge someone who did need it and took the money either. It's, if you need it, you need it, and that's your prerogative. But at the same time, I'm not in a position where I do it, I count my blessings for that every day.
To be fair, what's $20 nowadays? Like it's like a Subway
Seriously.
sandwich. Like it's nothing. You don't get much for $20.
So in the end, is it really worth your
Exactly.
compromising your morals? Did we misjudge all hooks? Because they lost 47-26 against X-Men. We were talking about
To X-Men too, who we shit on last week.
I was gonna say, did we overestimate all hooks and did we underestimate X-Men?
Absolutely.
So Godama came up to me after his game.
And he punched you in the face.
Basically, he was
7
like,
touchdowns.
so you guys are just, I like it when you make fun of me so I can upset this. Okay, so we can't really be up on X-Men.
Also, like for the record, we're not attacking any team personally, and especially in X-Men. We love the dudes; they're good dudes.
No, you didn't take it.
It's just they didn't play well all last season, and they started the tournament kind of shaky. But this is a great sign.
All right, so this is what happened. I was there.
I said this is a great sign, and you could just talk about the game without setting it up because I set it up for you already.
Thank you.
Guatemala,
Pay attention.
22 for 25, 200 yards, 7 TDs. That's a good game.
That is a
Cool.
good game. Now you could talk about the
So
game.
all look started with 6 guys. Someone got injured. They played with 5 the whole
Okay.
game. So to X-Men's credit, it was 14-0 for X-Men before the guy got injured, and then they played 6 against 5, and they exploded the matchup because 6 against 5. So 47 points is very good, but you played against 5 guys, so
But
that's
all
not
hooks
so
could
impressive.
have managed the game differently, so it stayed close.
It's not in their
nature.
mentality. They're just like, oh, we're 5 guys, whatever. We're gonna keep doing our thing, and whatever. We lost this game, it doesn't matter. X-Men probably still would have won this game considering they were up 14-0 before one guy went down.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking anything away from X-Men, but I don't think they would have put up 47.
Mm-hmm.
And Ghanima wouldn't have had as dominant night if they would have played 6 the whole way. I know they were missing a few guys, but Charles-Olivier Lavigne was there. and he was
And
not.
So was Jeremy White.
Yeah, and he was not as dominant as he usually is. So credit to X-Men's defense for being able to shut them down.
Which is amazing because the question I've had about X-Men for a long while has been their defense specifically. So nice to see them step up. Although it was, again, against 5 guys. Although on offense, there are things you can do to script with 5 guys. You can load up a lot of trips.
Yeah. That's what they did, right? That scored 26
because
points.
Like they still have to defend the other side of the field.
You still have to figure it out, and you can.
And even at that, Leving had 14 for 20, 127 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's not exactly bad numbers either, right? 70% completion, every 5 passes is a touchdown.
What are his running numbers in this game? Because that's where it's limited when you're only 5.
3 for 17 yards.
Yeah, it's harder to run.
It's tough to run against
because you can't spread the field the same way.
Also, you could be facing 2 rushers at some point.
Yeah. Or a rusher and a spy. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
David Miron got 3 touchdowns. He's never got more than 4 in a season. Do you think that has to do more with the lack of...
I think it's the lack of defense where they had one guy missing. Miron usually snaps, so he could have been left undefended most times. Mostly in the red zone, probably. If you're playing 4 across lanes, somebody's open.
Just turn around the middle of the field and you're open.
But hey, good for him.
Keep in mind the X-Men offensive system too. It's a lot of quick little routes short underneath, right? If there's a guy who's going to be open, it's because they're going to be leaving someone open, right?
Yeah.
You just got to find the guy. So it might have been him this game.
So, with that said, All Hook's defense did allow 14 points early in this game.
Yeah. Before somebody went down.
Is there something up there? Is there something that can be exploited?
I'd say probably. From what I've seen, they're very good, but they tend to take opportunity when it gets in their face. Like they'll get interceptions when you make bad throws. They'll make plays on errant balls, but they're not necessarily the most gritty defense there is. Like they'll make you work for it, but at the same time, they often get scored a lot of points on. So they'll wait for an opportunity and then get the interception and then just have a better offense overall and put up more points because their offense is so good. But I don't think their defense is really like top tier elite defense.
That's fair. Which 2 weeks ago we were saying they were. So I mean, it's interesting.
Their defense is good enough. Like it's definitely above the average, but I don't think it's the best defense in the tier.
Do you guys know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
Science man.
Yeah. Simo, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Can you put up his picture while we're talking?
So Simo can see it.
Yeah.
Do you want to put up my picture? Or?
No.
Okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a scientist.
Okay.
Good looking dude. He's a voice on a show I think called Cosmos. He's been on a lot of science shows. He's like Bill Nye. He's a scientist who's also very good at communicating.
Yes, I know he is now.
But is it also on the green screen? The priority is the audience. I'm not sure you know how to do this job.
I don't think he understood when he said show it to him. It meant him as the people and not him as Simon.
I said show it to them actually.
I'm pretty sure he said show it to Simon.
Simon does have multiple personalities.
Also that, yeah.
I'm crazy sometimes.
So
calm also.
He's one of these guys who's a respected scientist, but he's even better as a communicator, and that's why he keeps getting shows, and that's why he keeps getting these opportunities. And I heard him on a sports show actually, and they were talking about sports, and one of the things that came up was on one of his shows he had interviewed Lance Armstrong. He talked about doping, and he had an interesting perspective on doping, steroids, and it's not necessarily like drug steroids, but sort of natural steroids, and a lot of what we're seeing in terms of human growth hormone and stuff that currently things that boost things that already exist in your body.
Okay.
And it's interesting is people have the apprehension of like, oh no, but you're putting chemicals in your body. Yet, if you drink a coffee, that's altering the chemical makeup of your body. If you lift weights to train for sport, you're altering your body chemically. There's a chemical response to lifting weight because your body chemically says, I need to put on more muscle to continue to lift this weight and stay strong. So you're saying that at some point, even soon in our lifetimes, we may see a point where doctors begin to prescribe
steroids.
Not necessarily steroids, but growth hormones or
most likely
performance enhancing drugs.
Is this right now? It's taboo, sort of.
But like so was using professional athletes in the Olympics, and that's gone out the window.
It's all seen as like weed used to be very like bad for you, and now it's prescribed in many.
It's prescribed by doctors, correct?
It's prescribed by a lot of people, and it's becoming illegal everywhere. And so steroids might be the next thing where it might start being prescribed soon, and 10 years from now it might be legal.
Yeah, I was very excited when Rob said we were getting a green room. Didn't realize it meant something else entirely.
But we had a green room piece. Years ago. We just didn't
Wait.
use it.
Very confused.
I'm also very
I feel like I forgot large parts of that time.
I wonder why.
Anyhow.
I don't know. I honestly don't get the reference. Anyway, but I thought that was an interesting because he's like, look, I'm not weighing in this morally. He's like, the morality for me is not interesting. For me, what's interesting is the science. And this maybe not make you live longer, but maybe the years from 60 to 80
Could be better.
could be a more interesting life experience than what it currently is.
So you could still be running marathons instead of...
and you could play with your grandchildren, and you know what I mean. Like,
Why not?
you know, and we don't know what effect any of this has on the human brain. Maybe it delays the onset of Alzheimer's.
It
and
could
such.
also be much worse.
It could, but that's
could
what
al-
science is for. If
It
we're
could also
testing
work the
these
other way,
things-
right? You could have Alzheimer's 35. That would suck.
Yes, it's not common.
Pete just wants them so he can continue to plant tomatoes and make wine in his old age.
Absolutely. Why? No, dude, that's what grandchildren are for.
Isn't it to drink the wine and
No, they make the wine
to
that
eat
I
the
drink.
tomatoes?
That will give you the Alzheimer's.
So,
Um,
so speaking of steroids,
yes.
you think Braves are on steroids?
Not given their play.
Well, they did win by 20 points this week.
Yes, fine. They beat a Division 4 team, friends in low places.
Well,
They only
most
scored
likely,
32 points.
most likely Division 3 team next season. Or maybe, well, no, what did it,
Okay,
5?
so-
Or is
so
it five?
the-
Anyhow.
They're a borderline Division 3 team. They were in Division 4 most recently.
Okay. They
Right?
should be moving up. They've been playing really well.
But we don't know their track record in Division
Okay,
3.
so 4A.
Yes, they beat a lower tier team.
Okay. Middle of the pack. Go on.
It's not the points, Simon. Jean Tamaru has been fine in the cup. He was fine last season, but there seems to be a spark missing compared to when he started, and even last season in Division 1. There was just something exciting about Jean Tamaru, and we talked a lot about it in the Division A-B podcast last season with myself, Marco, and Vinny, about how the Braves are an unorthodox team because they don't do the FPF thing.
Yep.
Our team's now starting to catch up to the Braves.
I find that you used the perfect word to say he's been doing fine. He was fine in Div A. He's fine in the Cup, but he was great in Division 2.
Yeah.
This first season in FPF, he was great. I've been asking myself that question over and over: is what's wrong with
Like
Braves?
you're just standing naked in front of the mirror.
Braves.
What's wrong with
What's
the
wrong
Braves?
with Braves?
Like you're with your girl at night. She's
What's
cuddling
wrong
up on
with
the
Braves?
couch. What's wrong with Braves? You're having your cereal in the morning. Crunch, crunch. What's wrong
What's
with Braves?
wrong with Braves? I've been scorekeeping a lot of the games. I saw them in the
I
winter.
swear to God, if you don't put crunch, crunch, what's wrong with the Braves on the board? I will kill you.
That's great. So I watched a lot of their Div 2 game this winter, and I was very impressed with what I've seen. Now, I saw them during the spring, and they had a lot of roster inconsistencies. They had a bunch of guys missing left and right. The roster was not the same as winter, and some people could say their season was not as good because they were missing guys like Antoine Boudard or Guillaume Dagener, a bunch of guys that made a lot of...
And George Gary P got blinded before the playoffs.
Also, that doesn't help. Like they had a lot of their playmakers not being so much around. So I was thinking maybe it's the roster inconsistencies, but now you see in the fall where the roster is so stacked. And
They're there. They're there every week.
but they're also still 6 guys every week. They're never that full roster. Like they were, but nine guys at the finals during the roster finals during the winter. I've never seen Braves with 9 guys.
That's fair.
Keep in mind also, I'll use the example of a Joey Taylor style offense. You can argue that his offensive style, and Vinny Gualano may be similar, wasn't very
Nice. Well
prevalent.
Joey Dubueno.
Yeah, it wasn't very prevalent in FPF until they kind of
Prevalent?
came in, right? So they were the
Is prevalent a word you've never heard in life and only read on paper?
prevalent. I do that with a bunch of them too. I do preface instead of preface. That's nice. Anyway, so
That's like the sequel to Face Off with
Yes.
with John Travolta. and
my
Nick Cage.
point being, they also ran unorthodox offenses, which were kind of like unique, and we're like, oh, that's new. So Braves kind of came in doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Over
but-
time, maybe it's just, it's no longer new. It's
But Joey
the
Taylor's
new-
offense still works. Vinny Galano's offense still works. Braves offense, it works? Question mark.
I think it worked better because they were playing Division 2 team instead of Division 1 team.
Dude, this is a Division 4 team.
Yeah, it worked. it worked today. Like,
Okay.
They're also not.
If it was finest against friends in low places on FPF All Stars, that score would be
a lot of points.
There we go.
Finest doesn't take the foot off the gas where Braves do. Like when they played Smoking
Not
Axe Sauce, they took the
entirely.
quarterback out, they put the other guys in. They had 6 different quarterbacks.
Okay.
Everybody played QB in that game.
Yes.
So it could be something like that where they don't put up 60 anymore. They're not in to put up 60. They're in to win. Once they lock the win in, they just start messing around and doing other things. This could have been it. I wasn't there. I can say it didn't happen and they try hard for 60 minutes. Maybe the second half they decide to do something else. It just doesn't show on the score sheet and they ran stupid plays. I don't know.
So Jonathan Mayer was the only person who threw in a specific game. It just, again, when I see 10 for 17, 144, it's fine.
10 for 17 is not great though.
No, and neither is 144
Also.
on 17 attempts. You know, like, it's... by comparison, Danny Demore, 14 for 29 for 164. Less efficient.
If you have 144 yards and 5 touchdowns, you never had a full field-ish.
4 touchdowns.
32 points. They had a pick 6. Or rushing. Or something else.
They had a pick 6 by Anton Boulard.
Right. So, 4 touchdowns, 144 yards is not
But
great.
also, it depends if you're throwing for 40 yards or if you're throwing 5 yards at a time. The math doesn't always add up. In FPF.
It should.
It should.
Depend on who's giving you.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I agree with you. It wasn't stellar. And there could be something about the rosters. Or
is there anything to worry about with Braves? And with Jonathan Mayer specifically?
Well, now that they're not tier 1, top, what's the Basmachan pool?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're in Mocon pool.
Obviously inferior to Darren Basmachan.
Yes. I believe that they might have weaker competition, which means they won't have to do as much, which is better for them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But they would have been more challenged in the top tier, in my opinion.
So you would rather go swimming with Darren than Mo?
I do not want to go swimming with Mo Khan. You can't swim.
What, do you know that?
Yes. Yes, he told
Can
me.
you message Mo
And ask him, Mo, can you swim?
Just ask him that. Don't explain why.
Yeah, just ask him. Can you swim?
It was actually Mo Khan's birthday party on the weekend. A surprise birthday party for his 35th
Our
birthday.
segues are solid today.
Did you guys go?
I couldn't make it. I was supposed to, but I couldn't
Eagles
make it.
grounded again?
I didn't get invited until it was too
Oh.
late.
Sorry,
It's a trend.
We want to tell you, but we didn't want you
No,
there.
I was supposed to make it, and I had something that happened in my family, so I couldn't make it. But yeah,
I like that that's vague enough that we can't actually ask you about it, but at the same time,
my
you know it's probably made up.
My sister-in-law's pregnant, and she's about to have a baby, so she
Is
was
it
rushed.
Hooray!
She was rushed in, but she's
Only fools
she
rush in.
she was literally about to have a baby. Not like she's about to have a baby. It was like a celebration.
yeah, she was rushed in the
Like-
hospital, and then there were some complications, and she didn't have the baby yet. She's having the baby this weekend. She's being provoked this weekend.
So then, okay. Never
Yes, it's very weird. It's a very strange situation, but it is. What it is.
Mine's not better. Mine's not better. I had.
Well, this is a decent excuse.
we did
It's my brother's kid.
We did early Thanksgiving
Okay.
because
Very early?
Yeah, what week?
Well, accident calls. Okay.
Yes.
Because we also celebrate Thanksgiving the American way.
But we still. My family always does. We do both.
You do both?
I do both.
Don't you have to do November's giving or whatever it's called? You have a name for
We
it?
have. I also have a party with my friends called Turkvemberfest.
Yes, that's the one.
I've been there.
We eat turkey, and you guys have both been to that one.
Yes.
Where we
It's-
eat
it's
turkey
great.
and sausages and drink way too much. But yeah, so we did early Thanksgiving because my dad's going to China.
Okay.
And, it was Natalia's sister's birthday. She's going to New York City, and it was my grandmother's 81st birthday.
Jesus.
And I was just like, all right, we're doing one thing. Everybody come to my house.
Fair.
So I couldn't be there, but I did see Mo Khan enjoying some forest cake.
Yes.
So that was enjoyable. I do love, by the way, that since he made that mistake once in calling it forest cake, it's the only cake he ever gets.
It's been
for
5
everything.
years now.
But it's every time he gets cake, that's what it is. Like at work, I work in a cooking
Yes.
school for those people who don't know. I had to bring Mo Khan cake once for his birthday, and I brought him forest black forest cake, which Mo Khan calls forest cake. So
Did you notice that there's only losing teams on that cake of his?
it's
I
true.
teased him about it. He's like, shut up, Simo.
Well, the Raiders especially will be having a tough time, as did Dawson's Calf's finest in a game
Such
that
awesome name.
Mo Khan actually score kept. And he actually was he's our source for this game. Actually, he was our eyes on the field. They lost to the Ducks 33-8. We haven't talked a lot about the Ducks, but there's a couple of players I want to draw attention to. Yanni Loeb and David Rothstein are legitimate low division shutdown corners.
They're very, very good DBs.
Yeah, and it's sometimes you don't see the stats leap out of you when it's defensive players.
It's not super flashy sometimes. Like you could see guys.
because if the ball doesn't get thrown there.
If you get, I've seen corners get one tackle. That's it. Their stat line is one tackle. Yeah, one tackle for like 4 yards. That's it. In the NFL, they would pop out right away. Like Pro Football would like post about it. Say, "Oh, you only had 2 targets, 1 catch for 4 yards, opposing
Well,
QB
they
rating
have the
was
ability
32.
to track.
Yes.
Like,
Us, all you see is one tackle. She's like, this guy's not doing much.
yeah.
But on the flip side, he's so dominant that he doesn't get any. There's
doesn't get targets.
there's one All of Famer in FPF. I always forget his name for
Teddy
some reason.
Fournette.
Maybe. I've had this discussion before, but
Describe the person, and we'll tell you that it's Teddy
he's
Fournette.
he's just anyway. It could be the Teddy.
Just tell the story.
Anyways,
Is it Teddy Island?
the guy gets finished the season with 11 tackles, 1 PD,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the best corner in Div 1.
Teddy Fournette.
It's Teddy Fournette.
That was his stat line.
Yeah.
So
He
look,
doesn't get targeted. Nobody
he gets
goes
he gets a tackle per game. Why? Because the ball never goes his way, ever. That's how dominant he is.
He's
And everybody would literally tell you, don't throw to him because he's that good. But his stat lines are not there. So you could see guys like this, or if you're really good, you don't get stats.
Future FPF for Jaden Fournette, his son, by the way, also
He's
going
still
to be ridiculous.
he's still pretty young. He's like 14 now. I think.
Yeah,
He plays in FPF
he's
Junior.
going to be ridiculous.
He's pretty good. He
Yeah.
plays in FPF Junior. That's why I know him.
Same. That said, on the other side, George Spano he's quarterback at Dawson's Cast Finest. This isn't George Spano's team, however. Is this why he doesn't seem to be on the same page with his receivers?
Well, you played quarterback before. If they put you on a random team that you never played with before,
Yes.
they just put you as quarterback. Go Peeze.
See, that's why I asked this. I'm not setting you up for a topic. I was actually asking as a legitimate question because I know, for example, you're the kind of quarterback where it doesn't matter as much
It's true.
because you need a guy to win a matchup.
It's true.
For me, because a lot of what I do is floods and spacing
Yes.
and timing.
The system.
When I'm missing one, and I saw it this season where I was missing one receiver per game, a different guy each game. Wow, it's different. It's
difficult.
the
happens.
defense has an easier time taking it away.
When I run schemes like that where you need everybody to be on the same page and run specific patterns, and you have new pieces in and out. That's what happened to us this week. Is guys don't run the pattern properly, and then the whole play crumbles. And I'm not
like,
mobile quarterback. I can't just buy time and
Yeah.
make it up. So in that
I know the
case,
feeling.
in that case, I couldn't use that so much, and it bit us in the ass. But there's but I see like with a brand new team, even if you've it's very difficult to just be put in a team and just say
Go.
work out. And it's not necessarily the best team either. Like they're not a very dominant team. They're a good team, but they're not like it's not like they're giving you the finest receivers. It's just like, hey, here, try.
Yeah.
You know?
But even then, like especially like if you like a lot of crossing routes and stuff, it's not even like it's spacing, but not even in terms of depth of routes, but even just how you space with other receivers.
Yeah.
And how you use each other to get
You see
open.
two guys run into each other. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
and then the ball goes into the defender's chest.
Yeah, you're like, why did you do run into each other? It's like, you were at 4, you was at 10. Yeah, I
or
don't know.
sometimes you're looking off to one area and you look back and deliver the ball.
Yeah.
But then the receiver never gets there. You're like, why wasn't he there?
He should have been there.
And that's spacing
Yeah.
and timing.
Keep in mind that we're saying here that the quarterback is the one who's drawing up the playbook. Maybe the team already had a
the worst.
playbook.
That's the worst.
And now your quarterback thing run
No,
this.
Can
right?
you imagine that? Can you imagine guys giving you plays where you're like, I don't know what that means? No, but when I first started, it happened to me where guys who were more experienced would describe a play to me in the huddle, and I would get to the line of scrimmage. I was like,
Where am I supposed to
like
look?
where do I look?
I don't get
I
it.
understand what the play is. I don't know where to look.
It's also let's be realistic. There's some quarterbacks like it's FPF. It's not the NFL where not everybody can make every throw.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some quarterbacks that are not necessarily good enough to make certain throws, or it's just not what they do best. So you're
It's like when I call post corner, it means sit on the bench.
yeah. It's like basically ask Peeze, hey, you're at the midfield, so just hit post corners. It works.
No
But
problem.
I can't do that. So you maybe that's also the problem with Rospano is they're asking him to do certain things that he's not comfortable doing.
I mean, and we'll see that more of that as the tournament
Give him a
continues.
week. Yeah.
What's the second week actually? A quarterback already, but
2
definitely,
weeks.
but it still takes some time.
Give him another week.
Give him another week is what you meant to say. Some household items are bizarrely expensive.
Yes.
Blinds, for example, for
Why
other
is so
people to
expensive?
not see you naked.
So basically, just anything.
Should your neighbors pay for your blinds?
No.
Oh,
Well, it
because-
depends. Do they not want to see me?
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
question.
Like-
Because per se, I don't mind so much.
Yeah, I don't care.
So there was a story in Australia where they were building a new development next door, and the
Next
guy
door
was
to what?
next door to a man. So a guy, you own a house, there's a building being built next door, and there's windows going right into his lawn. So he was told by the developer that they were going to make them like the faint, foggy tinted ones or whatever. It was a little bit like ghosty, cloudy, and he didn't end up doing it. So he was like, well, I want you guys to cover those up or change those windows because you're looking directly into my backyard, and it's a little creepy. And Australia is a little bit different in terms of privacy or whatever. But the developer said, no, screw you, I'm not doing it. So the guy, in response, decided to not wear clothes for a week. And then they changed the windows.
That's awesome.
It works.
It works.
It works.
I feel like if it was a Quebec
Imagine how
condo,
creepy that is, though.
I feel like if it was a Quebec condo, they'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Imagine
Walk
how,
around naked.
imagine how,
See if we care.
how creepy that is. You're just like cooking in your kitchen, and you see this naked dude in his lawn.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Running day-to-day business, doing laundry, barbecuing. Because you know they're barbecuing in Australia.
can you guys
Naked barbecue sounds dangerous.
naked frying bacon should never be done again.
Naked frying anything. Naked anything is really dangerous to begin with.
Well,
So wait,
Other than one thing.
Are you never nude? Is that what you're
He's the kind of guy that keeps his
There are
socks on.
dozens of us. Dozens.
Keeps his socks on.
So that's disgusting. By the way, can you think of like other things that like are bizarrely expensive in the home?
Tables, kitchen tables.
Kitchen tables, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the whole kitchen set, like chair. Why are chairs so expensive?
Chairs are expensive.
Why? Like I found mine like a sub.
Yeah.
So they were like
Oh,
60 bucks
God.
each.
I know.
So
which
happy
ones-
with that
I
place.
know
man.
exactly the ones you bought.
So, but like the table, why is it so expensive? Like the couch, I get it. Like it's a couch, you're always on it, and like it's great. You want the most comfortable one, but why is the kitchen table so expensive? Can I just make one
But
and
even
like
chi-
do back at?
Like I'm lucky enough that my chairs and table are like an heirloom made by my grandfather. My girlfriend finally convinced me to replace the chairs.
Okay.
She called me from.
So you just lost like $5,000.
She called me to from Restoration Hardware.
Okay.
Guys, don't let your girlfriends go to Restoration Hardware. She's like, yeah, there's this set of 6. It's really not bad. It's only like $2,400 American. It's like $3,200 with tax and everything.
It's not that bad. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
bad.
And I was like, well,
I was joking about $5,000, but you're almost there.
yeah. So I couldn't believe it. I said, I will use folding chairs before we buy those chairs.
No, but there's certain things that I don't mind paying so much for, like a kitchen knife. Like you buy one that's gonna last you forever.
My kitchen knife is very expensive. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like you're never gonna buy another one for
Yeah.
like 20 years,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really matter.
You get a nice sharpening block and you're good.
Yeah,
You also should get sharpened professionally every now and then. 'Cause
yeah.
with a sharpening block, you're just setting the edge. You're not actually sharpening the knife. But anyway,
that's
neither
a
here nor
discussion for another time.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't. There's things like chairs. I just can't.
It's bizarre.
I just can't.
Eagle, you got anything?
Electricity is very expensive.
It's the cheapest in Canada, dude.
That's sad.
It's not even
and
that
it's man, like what we're getting is a discount, and you know what it is though for us is that it's our winter.
Yeah.
One year I didn't do the Hydro Quebec. You know, like you can pay monthly, and it's a standard rate every month. One year in my condo before I bought the house, I didn't. I was just paying every month. I was like, in the summer, this is amazing. $50, amazing. The month of January, February cost me $1,700.
Yeah, because you didn't have your windows fixed too at the time,
Well,
right?
yeah, I had other issues in that building, but
I pay $42 a
Months?
month. Yeah, I pay $42 a month
yes,
every month.
yeah,
Regardless if it's winter.
yeah. Well, that's not bad. That's very
It's
good.
pretty good.
I do not. I have a house and it's not $42 a month.
You should
I'll tell
move.
that much. No, I'm good. I'm good. I like living 45 hours away from everything. I mean, to fly to the podcast. I should start charging Rob for gas.
No, you shouldn't.
BearSkins, Dans and Tams.
Yes.
42.19 Dans and Tams.
I'm happy with the score for Dance and Times. Not so much for BearSkins, but
I just start again. you started in the middle of the sentence. You realized it didn't make sense, and instead of restarting, you just push through it.
I'm happy for
Put your fist right through it.
Joey Taylor's offense to finally get going, score 40 plus. We all know he's able to. He had a rough
But
preliminary round.
You know why though?
Yeah, it's new guys. It's
Not only that,
it's
Joey
offense.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Joey Taylor needs to be somewhat mobile in his offense.
Yes,
He's been playing with his ankle taped and hasn't been mobile.
that doesn't help.
This, I believe, is the first week he was feeling like himself.
Also, he has new guys that are kind of feeling the system. It's a very different offense than what you and I run.
So anybody in the world,
except Vinny.
And
Which we should call Joey 2.0
We
because
do.
it's like
He is Joey Taylor
yes, but that's an
2.0.
upgrade. It should be like beta Joey.
yeah, he's like a worse version of Joey.
So beta Joey.
Better Joey?
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like you're saying better Joey.
Oh, you got alpha Joey, but that sounds like alpha male. He's gonna like that too much.
Yeah, he'll like that too much.
Ego, come up with something.
Can we call Joey Taylortron and then he becomes Junior Taylortron?
Joey Taylortron, that's good. Anyhow, good for him. Like I'm happy they scored 42 points, but man, BearSkins. Are they gonna win a game this season? They're in the easiest tier they could be.
But they're there because they lost a bunch of games.
No, but this is also the crossover game. Like this was technically the toughest matchup.
Correct.
In the round. So hopefully they'll be able to.
The BearSkins, though, this just seems to happen I remember Division B 2 years ago in the summer. Disaster.
But that was also like they were overreaching.
Yeah, but they didn't fit either. You know what I mean? Like they just didn't.
I think what's missing here is I've played them, and from what I've noticed is they don't have Sasha Papic, so they added Kyle Lebowski, and I find that Kyle Lebowski and Marco Bertoldi are basically serving the same role, which doesn't work for Neil Littens's offense because he needs another Sasha. He needs another guy to
someone to go get the ball.
Yeah, somebody go get the ball for him, or could throw a jump ball, or when it's risky, goes there. Kyle's not that guy. Kai is very, very good, but he's a good route runner. He gets open, but he doesn't go up for balls on jump balls against top tier guys as much as Sasha used to do. So I don't think Kyle's the right fit for them. And because of Kyle's rating, their rating goes up so much, and they're facing tougher teams, and they could have been lower without him. When we played them, they made Kyle rush me.
Seems like a colossal waste of time.
Exactly. That's what I told Kyle. Like, why are you here? Like, why are you rushing me? He's like, we're trying something new. Okay, but that's not what you should be doing. Like, you're their best defender. You should be playing defense.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
just get someone tall to rush. You probably.
I would hate to get rushed by Neil.
I was gonna say they should have Neil Henson rush you.
Yeah, that would suck. That would be a problem. Yeah. But anyways, like I just find that they don't have the right pieces that would work for the system. Like Justin Sarantola, I don't think he fits well in that offense. I don't think that.
I was going to say more than Kyle Lebowski, Justin Sarantola is a lot of repetition of what they already have. Quick guys who are fine in space, but not guys who can break the game open.
I don't think they just have a bunch of guys that repeats each other's roles, and their offense is not complete. And now Neil's struggling because of that, and they're going to have tough matchups ahead of them.
Are you surprised with how well Kenton Lowe has fit the Joey Taylor offense for Dancing Times?
No. I pictured this.
Really?
Yeah, I pictured him to be really... Like, he's a big, muscular guy that's going to cut and play for the ball when it's in the air. And that's what Joey needs.
Yeah, but...
He's not...
Joey likes guys that are adaptable on routes and make, like, double reads along with him. And, like, instead, Kenton's a guy, he runs his route, runs it well, opens up space, and needs the ball to be delivered like to him, you know.
See, I find that I could see Quentin go for like a 10-yard hook, stop, the ball's thrown, turns around, boxes the guy out, and just catches the hook for Joey.
Absolutely, but But that's not what Joey Taylor. Joey Taylor does not get rid of the ball in the first 3 seconds.
No, but like I meant hook, but it could be any sort of patterns where he stops, turns around, catches the ball because he outboxed the guy. That's the way I see Quentin as a receiver, and that's why I believe he's a good fit for that offense. He's also a very good defensive player for the team, which helps.
Yeah.
But I think Joey will find a way to get him the ball.
That's fair. Eagle, how are we doing on time?
We're almost there.
Are we supposed to ask that question?
Yeah, why not?
I was yelled at last time I did that.
I'm open with the audience. We have a symbiotic relationship.
Okay. So let me ask you one last question here.
Go for it.
So
it's not going to be one of the serious ones.
It's my birthday weekend this weekend. Awesome. So I'm expecting crepes
every time
in the morning on probably Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Because it's something I love to eat. Why are crepes so much better than pancakes?
I think that's just an example of your privilege.
Why?
Why though? Crepes is like fancy food. Pancakes is the food of the people. Pancakes is... You don't need skill to make pancakes.
It's also French.
Just think about it. You have like 2 pancakes and you're good for the day.
Yeah.
But crepes, you got to like fill them with other expensive things.
You also... You also get like... this for the same kind of batter, you get 8 crepes instead of 2 pancakes.
It should make more batter. Because the batter's cheap.
Yes, but you don't need 8 pancakes because you eat 2 and you're full.
Exactly.
But it's...
You feed a family of 4.
Yeah. The food of the people.
So you're telling me you prefer pancakes to crepes?
I do.
Really?
And I know how to be a fat guy. I like taking the leftover pancakes, turn that into a grilled cheese sandwich with sandwich bread.
Yeah, do that with
Delicious.
crepes, bro. Just shove some bacon in there.
It's too thin. It's not a sandwich. It just flops over. It's floppy.
What's wrong?
It's like having a tortilla for breakfast with a little bit of sugar on it.
It's like pretending good things come out of France.
Do you like buttermilk pancakes or buckwheat pancakes?
I like buttermilk. I'm a classic when it comes to pancakes.
So you
I'm a
go
bit of
prefer
a
pancakes
pancake
to crepes?
Nazi.
I prefer pancakes to crepes, but I do like a good crepe every now and then.
Yeah, crepes are
But
fine.
crepes are
They're just
fine.
not superior. to
Crepes are
pancakes anymore.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have you for breakfast over one time, and
They're
you're
like-
gonna say,
they're-
I cannot have pancakes no
They're
more.
like showtime at his performance so far. They're fine.
They're fine.
So yeah, I should have known that when you took a look at the topics, that the ones you're going to choose to bring up
Or
were not
mine.
the serious ones. I guess
You asked about household items.
that's true. That's true. I did. Come on, we did some
Talked
heavy
about
stuff.
Mokan.
We did some steroid talk, right? That was pretty deep.
Unsolved mystery.
Actually, you brought up the moral conundrum with the money in the wallet.
Yes.
So we gotta give you credit for that.
Yeah, I got it. You talked about Mokan. How much less serious could you be?
Eagle, riddle me.
All right. So
This segment is called,
Riddle Me Eagle.
and it is
A riddle for the. Okay.
every podcast is someone's first podcast. I think we've done this before, so you're supposed to explain your segments.
I was about to.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know that you were.
I prefer Chapman now.
He wouldn't explain it at all. He just told Peace to
He would explain it. He would do it poorly.
You wouldn't
So-
know what to do.
Riddle Me Eagle is a segment where I will tell Peeze and Simon a riddle, and they have to guess the answer to it. Not necessarily the correct answer, but an answer. And then, regardless of what those responses are,
Lack of professionalism right here.
that's fine. Regardless of what the actual responses are, I will choose the best response, not the most accurate,
Your favorite.
just the one that I prefer, and that will be the new answer to the riddle from now on.
Because this show's not about learning.
That's
No, it's about things.
Yeah.
We don't know which ones yet. Just,
All right, so this week's riddle is: what has cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and water but no fish? Peace, go first.
Water but no fish, trees but no forest, or forest but no trees.
Forest but no trees, and cities but no houses.
I'm going to say pre-colonialism. Simon?
I'm going with the fake planet Pluto.
It's not a planet. It's a star.
Yes, fake planet.
It's not a planet.
It was
at
a
all.
planet when I was a kid. When I learned the planets,
Pluto's not
and
a
now
star.
I learned. What is it
Yeah,
now?
it is.
It's a,
yes,
it's a dwarf planet.
No, it's a star.
Pluto's not a star.
It's a star.
We were when we were
I gotta
kids,
check with Neil on this one.
Send him a message.
when we were kids. It used to be a planet. Now it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed it to a dwarf planet.
No. That's not a thing. That's like you're.
Pluto is a dwarf planet in the Kuiper Belt.
That doesn't make sense. It's wrong. You're a dwarf person.
You know what a star is? A star is a sun.
Yeah.
So
Pluto is not a sun.
Yeah, it's not a sun.
That's not a sun.
That's why I
Correct.
said fake planet.
It's also not a fake planet.
It's a dwarf planet.
Same
It's a
thing.
celestial body.
Fake dwarves. Same thing.
I am going to go with Simon's answer because I think Pluto is more accurate than pre-colonialism, which is a concept.
Yeah, I know. Thought that'd be interesting because there were. Well, I guess there were houses before.
What do I win for getting riddle?
Just pride.
Nah,
Yeah. I guess I'll get the first round.
no Chapman's paying.
Riddle Me Eagle was brought to you by Sportiera, the official provider of FPF jerseys and uniforms. There's still plenty of time to get your jersey for next season, as we are definitely into the FPF inaugural Cup season. So why not give yourself a fresh look and your team a fresh look for next season? Order your jerseys now from Sportiera. Final thoughts?
Eagle. Final thoughts.
What? Seriously? You didn't have a thought in your head.
I was
You
thinking
were
about
not
Sportiera. I was
thinking.
like, I'll go to you.
You know when it gets like fall time, like just when the temperature switches, your body gets that whole like I think I'm coming down with a cold feeling. I'm really happy that's gone, and now I'm just back to being normal because that was weird. You know, like that raspiness for no reason. Like you haven't done anything different.
Puberty.
I actually had a final thought like planned out, and I forgot. 'Cause that sounds like me. All right.
So you're currently not thinking.
No, I can't.
All right, fine. Going for one, going for two. I will go for one this week. I'm proud of our FPF community and the voting for Game of the Week. They didn't just vote for FPF All Stars.
You mean when they voted for X-Men and all?
Yes, they voted for X-Men All Hooks, which was going to be and turned out to be a very entertaining game, despite the fact that the injury did force All Hooks to play with 5 players. Still, you get a chance to see 2 exciting lower division teams. Really proud of you, FPF, because we've seen a bunch of Top Gun versus some
True.
version of Michelle's Finest. We haven't seen a lot of All Hooks versus. So there's always been a thought that maybe we should choose a Game of the Week and have the community vote. I've always said just let the community vote. Trust the community. Trust our people. And we were rewarded this week. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Eagle. But most of all, thank you all for letting me be myself.
More.